Mr. McGluwa, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Was there at any point that you feared that you might just lose re-election as provincial leader?
Hi, Tsepiso, and good evening to you and the listeners as well. From a very cold Springbok here in the Northern Cape. Tsepiso, yes, I was confident, and I think, I have done my homework within the party's elective conference this weekend. And there was a number of people that rallied behind me in support to give me a resounding mandate to take the party in the province to new heights.
And you say it was a resounding mandate for you, but did you think it was the same for, because there were top 6 positions up for grabs, besides yourself and the chairperson, Dr. Isak Fritz, and the finance chairperson, Delmain Christians. The fact that the others were not elected unopposed as the 3 that I've mentioned, including yourself, does this mean a reconfiguration, therefore, is in the offing, that it's time for you to start looking at a new way of doing things other than the way you've been doing things?
Yeah, obviously, after the 2021 election, one has to bear in mind that the political landscape has changed. We have seen a number of formations coming up. New political parties emerge, independent civic movements, and also those people that have decided not to vote for the bigger parties. So obviously we have to strategize, we have to change our approach. Our strategic planning must be in line for 2024 to ensure that we have people rally behind us. So I have done that homework, and I've also ensured that I have put together a blueprint within the organization. And we have also had the Indaba in our party to make sure that we are ready as a democratic alliance in the province to move forward to ensure that we can bring a new majority in 2024 to the Northern Cape.
And by majority, you're saying that means you aim to increase party support from 25.51%. And I'm wondering how, what is your strategy? As you've already mentioned, there are new players in the political space. The votes are being split. How do you intend to woo people in the province to say that you and your executive actually have your ears to the ground, you are in touch with what people need and they need now?
Yeah, obviously what happens, in our organization, the DA is a reckoned political organization within the Northern Cape. We are the official opposition in the Northern Cape and also in the Provincial Legislature. And so also we rally behind our federal leader, John Steenkamp, with regards to the Moonshot Pact, where he will be engaging with the like-minded people and organizations, to take the provinces as well as the country to new heights, having dialogues and having engagement, and also to ensure that we work together with those parties. And we have also started with our campaigning already. As I alluded to the Congress delegation today, is that we are going to start working and we are going to ensure that we reach as many people within the province. The Northern Cape is a vast province, and we understand it's very difficult to get to some places in the rural areas of the Northern Cape, but we are going to make sure, together collectively with the new elected leadership, that we can change the Northern Cape for the better and change the lives of our people within the Northern Cape.
If the people of Renosterburg was to ask you, for instance, what have you done for us? And I think it was last year, December already, you were accusing government of contravening the Municipal Waters Act, especially with regards to water leakages, the sewage there. Can they trust you that you, despite the promises that you make, can actually put it into action, hold somebody accountable, improve their lives?
Yeah, it's a piece in the Northern Cape. Myself as a leader within the legislature, we are there to keep government accountable. Myself, I went personally to Renosterburg with our Shadow Minister of Water Affairs, Leon Basson, to ensure that we look at the situation in Renosterburg. What we have discovered there, that there's a lack of service delivery, There's also not a political will for people to ensure that they make the taps running. And we have discussed this with the national director within the department, and they allocated 6 million rand to ensure that the people of Renosterburg got water. When we look at the Northern Cape, most of our municipalities live in sewage. They are sewage spills all over within the province, in the capital city. In White City, people had to evacuate their houses because of the sewage spills, the water leakage there. And we've seen what has actually contributed to this. We've seen the potholes, our infrastructures in the Northern Cape are really down to the ground. They have stood us out to the lowest bidder.
So I'm just trying to understand, as you say, that as the DA, through the Moonshot Pact, you are confident. You actually said, I want to tell Helen Zille that the next mayor is coming. We are coming with the next mayor in the next 2 weeks. We're going to fight and take the fight of municipalities away from the ANC. But tangibly, what are you saying can be done? The Premier of the province, Zamani Saul, was saying this is a backlog of infrastructure, maintenance and challenges that predate the 1994 government. There are people who are frustrated with hearing that. What are you as a DA saying you're able to do that you can fix now to make their lives better?
Well, Sabiso, I have in many occasions in my speech and my address to the Premier and to the legislature, I've mentioned it several times now for 80 years, that we see how our infrastructure are deteriorating. The collapse of our infrastructure is not something that we have to refer prior to 1994. It is this current government that must ensure that we change the situation. And I've addressed this thing even at many given times. The last SOPA, the Premier says to me that he will visit these areas which we have identified to them, because we are going into the province and do oversight work of our departments, and we see the failures of the government and what they are doing. But we are there collectively to address these matters. Nothing has been done. So it is important for us to understand that there's no political will how to fix this within the province.
So what else would be within your priorities?
Well, I think our priorities are first. You know, it is about the people of the Northern Cape. It is about service delivery. It's about making sure that there is running waters in the taps of our people, that we have our infrastructure in place, that we ensure that we keep the lights on. But besides the load shedding, in the Northern Cape, we face water shedding, because some of our people doesn't have water for weeks and for months, and that is a problem within our very small municipalities. That because of load shedding, we have to look. We have the solar power energy within the Northern Cape. We have to put this power onto the grid to ensure that our people can have electricity and also power supply to ensure that those pumps at our water stations are working. We have to make sure that we fix our roads. We also have to make sure that we fix our sewage system within the Northern Cape. There's many of our municipalities that are deteriorating. They are not functioning. They are actually bankrupt, and we have to look at this to see to collectively in 2024 how we can change the situation of our community to make sure that everybody have the right to free water and as well as electricity within the Northern Cape.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. The DA's newly re-elected provincial leader, Harold McGluwa, speaking to us there.